This morning, you talked about how the offense and the defense sometimes can be a little disconnected. How do you get them connected and on the same page?
Yeah, I think just the last couple weeks, I thought we played really good coming out of Christmas break. In the last few weeks, like I said, I think we've been a little disjointed, a little disconnected from our identity. And so what then can happen is the forwards might be thinking, let's play fast and going north, and the D are thinking, let's slow this down. And then vice versa. Sometimes the D are thinking fast and north, and the forwards are slow it down. And that's where, we use the word predictability a lot, and sometimes young players think predictability is a four-letter word because they want their creative freedom, and we want them to have that, but it has to be within a level of structure that the other four guys in the ice have an understanding of what the puck might be doing at this moment. And right now, we're a little too unpredictable for each other. And when you become that way, you end up playing slow and reactive. And we're not a team built to play slow. We don't want to play slow as an organization, Buffalo or us. That doesn't mean we just throw it north and fast for no purpose. But we are built for speed, and we're built to play fast. We're not built to kind of slow it down and grind out. We don't have the forward or the D-core to play that kind of style. We have a team that's designed to play fast. So how do you work on it? You get back to it in practice today. We had a meeting about it this morning. The meeting was not yelling and screaming meeting. It was more of a, here's the solution, and here's some clips to back it up. But we got to get on the same page with this.
How can this week, especially with the game on Thursday, the game on Saturday, it's a little bit of a lengthier time in Valvo, how can that help with the solution?
Yeah, well, anything can help with the solution is if we do it together, right? So we have to, I think we talked about it today. I think there was some recognition of that. You point to a solution, you recognize it, and then you work on it. And there's purpose to how we practice. So, and then this week we just got to go and attack that. And it's not just with the puck; it's without the puck too. Organizationally, and we hear Donnie talk about it all the time in Buffalo. Our biggest philosophy is put pressure on the puck. We want to be a puck pressure team. We want to be a puck pressure organization. And so I think right now defensively as well, we're not attacking as much. We're not taking time and space away from our opponent as well as we did early in the season. So then again, we're playing a little slower and reactive.
You mentioned recognition. Who kind of stepped up and said, hey, we need to get this together?
Well, we have a good group, and we have a really good leadership group. And I asked the guys this morning, what do we feel like when we're playing good hockey? Before I showed them the clips, before I gave the solution that the staff had come to, I wanted to hear from them. And they had all the right answers. They talked about being together, playing connected, sticking up for each other. They talked about playing fast, that we're a fast team. When we're playing fast, and fast isn't just our speed, it's how quickly we think, how quickly we move the puck, how in sync we are with each other. They talked about having fun. Like, this group is a fun group. I think the last 2 years, the camaraderie and the fun, you feel it in the group. I think the rink should be the most fun place you come every day, because then I think that drives your work ethic and your passion out of it because you're having fun doing it. So they had all the right answers, so they're seeing it. It's just kind of getting it all pointed in the right direction again. And I guess the good thing is I don't think we've played good enough in the last 2 weeks, and yet we probably easily could have won, every game we've been in. I don't think we played that good. Charlotte might be one of the best teams in the whole Eastern Conference right now with the lineup they have. And I didn't really like us either night that much. In both games, we had a chance to win in the third period. So there are some positive things that are going on. We just need to get it all connected together.
Yeah, speaking of positive things, Lucas Rusick and the All-Star Classic next week. How much fun are you expecting him to have there?
Yeah, Lukasz is a great selection for the All-Star game. First of all, he's very well deserving. He's had a heck of a year. He's not classified as a rookie because the games he played last year and then his playoffs, but he's a rookie. I mean, he barely had any time last year, and so he's a rookie. He's a go-to guy for us. He's a driver for us. He's putting up points. He's playing hard. He's doing a lot of really good things. And then from an all-star perspective, those games are more about skill and playmaking and fun, and he drips with all that stuff. So I think he'll be a great addition to the all-star game.
How long have you been coaching?
How long have I been coaching? I've been coaching a long time. I'm getting old. I think, let's see, I had 1 year at Ferris State, then 10 and 10 at RPI, Denver, and then RPI. That's 21, 4 at US 20. I think this is year 27. I think this is my 27th year coaching. Yeah, long time. I'm getting old.
Who's your favorite player?
Who's my favorite player of all time? Wow, I don't know if I can answer that because
Maybe on your team right now.
my favorite player is the player that helps us win the most on that particular night. I like all of our players, some days more than others. And I've been fortunate at my stops in college and my stops to the U.S. national team and then here that I've coached a lot of great players, but even better people. And a lot of them I still stay in touch with. So I'd say I have a lot of favorite players.
Or your all-time favorite player that you don't have to coach someone, a player that you just really like on a hockey team.
Player I really like on any team?
Yeah.
On any team right now? I like Tage Thompson and Rasmus Dahlin a lot right now. They're pretty fun to watch play, right? Yeah. Good questions. It's great to have you with us today. Annie?
You talked about the disconnect. It seemed like in the first part of the season you had that. You were.
I think we had it right after Christmas.
You were winning the one-on-one foot races to the puck. And there was the battles in the corners. You were winning more, I think, than you are now. So how did all of a sudden that get away from you?
I think what happens is, you go through a season, there's ups and downs. And you're going to have moments that you're playing great. You're going to have moments that you're struggling as a team, but also individually, right? And individual players sometimes lose confidence because of their performance or whatever is going on in their life. And every time an individual has a little bit of a lack of connectivity to that identity or a little less confidence, right? That potentially pulls that down a little bit. And those things happen throughout the season. I think that in January and February, the games get harder. They always do. This time of the year, the beginning of the season, the play is a little more open and loose. And as you get to this point of the season, things tighten up because the standings start to really matter. Everybody starts to really look at where you're at and playoff positioning and all those things. And there's less, what I would call, there's less free offense this time of year. You have to earn everything you get in this part of the year and going forward. And so you have to adjust to that. Things that worked really, really well in October, November, teams might take away some of those things. And then you have to adjust and do something else better, right? So I think those are things that why you lose those things. And sometimes who you have in and out of your lineup impacts that as well. We're a better team when Brandon Byro's in our lineup, and I think that's been shown twice now. And it's a real credit to him at how good he is and how important he's made himself to this organization, to us in Rochester. When he's been out of our lineup, we've really felt that impact.
It's kind of the same with Malone too, with the games that he missed.
Malone is 100% that. When you have Malone, it's harder to miss centers and it's harder to miss defensemen. That's not knocking the wingers, but centers and defensemen have so much more responsibility at both ends of the puck. You really miss your play drivers. Malone is that way. Byro's that way, right? And it's not a knock on the players coming in to replace them, but there's a reason that those guys have elevated themselves to where they're at in our team. And then, I think quietly, because he's more of a steady presence, I think we've missed Ciccone in the last couple of weeks because he's, when he came in, that was as we started our winning streak. right before Christmas and after Christmas. And it's a credit to him as a new player that he's making himself very valuable already. And we've definitely felt his defending presence being out of the lineup. I think both those guys are unlikely for this week. And this is a tricky week from an injury perspective because
Both, who's the other?
Byro. So this is a tricky week from an injury perspective because All-Star break is on the back end of it. And you're trying to you're definitely not going to rush anybody back this week. If they're cleared, they're cleared. But you don't want to rush people back before All-Star break, knowing you get the extra 4 or 5 days on the back end, and then there's likely that they'd be fully healthy by that point.
It just seems like every time we play a team, they're a better team than the first time we saw them.
Well, it's not, sometimes it is what it is. I'm sure that we played Charlotte before. They had 4 or 5 guys up in Florida. This time they pretty much had everybody back. That's the ebbs and the flows of the season in the American Hockey League. When you play opponents and what their lineup looks like in that particular week is a big factor. But we got to find ways either way. We had chances to win both nights. That is a really good team, and we put ourselves in position to win both nights. And like I said before, I don't even think we played to our abilities, and we just got to focus on making sure that we get back to that.